Good morning, everyone. Uh, I was going to make a video yesterday, and as I just got ready to get started, my oldest granddaughter shows up with my youngest granddaughter in her arms and goes, "Gracie, guess who it is?" I'm going, "Oh, well, she's up early, the youngest one." She says, "Oh, Daddy has to go early to work, so I had to skedaddle over there and didn't get to make a video. Yeah, I've tried to take the Bible over there and get all set up, and it's just not quite working as it works here. So I go with the flow. Anyway, we are oh so this morning it's getting cooler here, which is for me with all them hot flashes really nice. I still have the air conditioner on low all night long, so because nighttime is one of those things when you have hot flashes. Anyway, sleep really good though that way. Better. uh, I try to study my hot flashes, you know, and just see how does that how could I, with my heart to mind, you know, spiritually control those, and is there a way to do that? I've done stuff like that before with my premenopause. It started out with vertigo. It was really weird. It's not something that's necessarily common, but it can happen to women in menopause where you get vertigo. People who have to suffer under that, it is a nightmare. And I willed myself through those episodes. I mean, you literally lose all sense of what is up and down, and it's like your vision just goes, it's like it's like it just crosses. It's like you're cross-eyed or something. And I remember I only had a few of those, and every time I would just will myself through them. I mean, it was like, no, no, I'm going to straighten, and it would work. And suddenly they were gone. It was like I had a few, that was that. And that was years ago now. So I thought, can I do that with the hot flashes? And it's interesting on how there's this one woman. One time I was still working at a store behind the cash register. She says, it's like someone just turned the oven on, a full blast, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to go through the heat, and it's true. It's absolutely true. Anyway, so it is what it is, yes. So, oddly enough, and I've mentioned that before, your temperature, body temperature, doesn't change. I've taken, measured my temperature in having a full breakout of a hot flash, sweating, everything, and my temperature was normal. That's weird, isn't it? Odd, just odd. Well, anyway, then I watched. It's called Christian Art. Is the YouTube channel. Watched a little segment of, and the reason I watched it is I was surfing YouTube for something interesting, and this painting, woo, right away, I just stared at me. I'm going, I gotta watch this, and it's the Sunflowers by Van Gogh, and he painted many different ones of those. There's not just one. Interesting thing, my brother-in-law, whose name is Vincent, Vincent Van Gogh, and Winston, right? Uh, Painted one of those, and it's hanging at the on one of our walls at the farm. My son, when he was about 10 or 11, painted several Van Gogh paintings very well. One of them was the open Bible, yes, and then the bedroom, and then there was, I think, the chair, and then there was the man in the field or something. And they're big. And yeah, it was about 10 or 11 when he painted those beautiful paintings. Absolute beautiful. All Van Gogh. So I have several Van Goghs, okay, done by people in our family. And this priest or pastor, he explained the God behind Van Gogh's paintings. Right? Yes, the faith behind the paintings. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. And I've read a biography about Van Gogh, and there as well it says on how what deep faith Van Gogh actually had. Yes, even though he was plagued, that's what they say, with this darkness, this and that. And again, I can't. Oh, I could. Hey, were you really plagued by all this, or what was all that imbalance that was going on in your life? And one thing that I kind of immediately get is, well, life is so unbalanced when it comes to reality with people. Yes, we have all these beautiful things out there from the principles of creation that Heavenly Parent put there for us to enjoy. And yet, we seem to be leaning so much towards the darker side of life, to sin. Can't help ourselves to sin. Why? The sunflowers, and I know how the priest explained it, and that sunflowers are one of my favorite flowers out there. It's the favorite one, actually, on how sunflowers always kind of end in his paintings to try to find the light. Yes, turn towards the light. I wonder if the sunflower is my favorite flower because it does that. Because I feel like in my life, I've always done that, regardless of what has come my way. I'd always look towards the light. Yes, the sun. Okay, there's got to be a positive thing out of this. You know, I'll just go with it and make the best out of it. Yes? Yeah, right? Anywho, so I wonder sometimes if when we're attracted to something in the principles of creation, and really truly, but this is my favorite thing, my heart just resonates with that, may have something to do with our internal force, yes, our spiritual force that is attracted to hear the principles of creation due to the fact that we reflect a lot of that. Maybe if we pay a little bit more attention to things like that, then we would understand ourselves better through the external creation that Heavenly Parent left us here with. Yes? I'm just wondering, right? Yes? Yeah. Anywho, so, but it was really nice. It was a really beautiful little rendition of the sunflowers of Vincent van Gogh, right? Yes. Going to watch some other ones too. I like this priest as well. He's very... You could just tell the kindness that comes out of that man. I love that. Okay, let's get going here. We are in the book of Ecclesiasticus 50. Oh, we're getting there. Oh, they're both long, so I thought, maybe I could just combine them, but let's stick with the schedule here. Schematics. Simon the high priest. Simon. It was the high priest Simon, son of Onias, who repaired the temple during his lifetime and in his day fortified the sanctuary. I have no recollection of this guy. Simon the second, son of Onias, the third high priest. I don't have any recollection. I can't remember. Maybe I have read about him. Well, okay. He laid the foundations of double depth, the high buttresses of the temple precincts. In his day, the pool was excavated, a reservoir as huge as the sea. Yeah, right. What an exaggeration, right? Okay. Anxious to save the people from ruin, he fortified the city against siege. Yeah. So Van Gogh wasn't wrong with right here. These two, anxious to save the people from ruin, he fortified the city against siege. Well, how could you? How else could you fortify a city and not have to worry about war or siege? Yes. How splendid he was with the people thronging around him when he emerged from the curtained shrine, like the morning star among the clouds, like the moon at the full, like the sun shining on the temple of the Most High, like the rainbow gleaming against brilliant clouds, like a rose in springtime, like a lily by a spring. Well, there's no period here anywhere. But so question is who were they actually worshiping here? Okay. Just saying, like a branch of the incense tree in summer, like fire and incense in the censer, like a massive golden vessel encrusted with every kind of precious stone. He's describing a person here right now. Okay, yes? Yeah, that's interesting. Like an olive tree loaded with fruit, like a cypress soaring to the clouds, when he took his ceremonial robe and put on his magnificent ornaments, when he went up to the holy altar and filled the sanctuary precincts with his grandeur, when he received the portions from the hands of the priests, himself standing by the altar hearth, crowned with the circle of his brothers, as a cedar of Lebanon is by its foliage, as though surrounded by the trunks of palm trees, when all the sons of Aaron in their glory, with their offerings of the Lord in their hands, stood before the whole assembly of Israel, while he completed the rites at the altars, noble presenting the offerings to the Almighty Most High. Hey, wait a second. It just says here, Simon the second, son of Onias the third, high priest, 220 to 195 before Christ, BC. How could that be? Aaron and his sons, when all the sons of Aaron. Okay, all right. It could mean all the descendants of Aaron from, okay, way down the line. Let's assume that's what it is. He would reach out his hand to the cup and pour a libation of wine, pouring it at the foot of the altar, a fragrance pleasing to the Most High King of all. Then the sons of Aaron would shout and blow their metal trumpets, making a mighty sound ring out as a reminder before the Most High. And immediately the people altogether would fall on their faces to the ground in adoration of their Lord, the Almighty God Most High, and with the cantors chanting their hymns of praise, sweet was the melody of all these voices as the people pleaded with the Lord Most High and prayed in the presence of the Merciful until the service of the Lord was completed and the ceremony at an end. And their worship was at an end as well. I found that interesting. People go to church or anything like that, right? Get together as I would say cronies of their faith, this and that, oh, and all this, that doesn't matter what religion it is. And then when it's over, oh, see you next time, right? Go home, do what exactly? It goes for most people like that. Maybe some not, yes. But I'd say, yeah, what a show. Yes. Is our faith just a show? Then he would come down and raise his hands over the whole assembly of the Israelites to give them the Lord's blessing from his lips, being privileged to pronounce his name, and once again the people would bow low to receive the blessing of the Most High from another person. Okay, I get it. I mean, it is what it is. They have established things like that. Seems to be working for the people. Did it work for the people? I think. All right. Not going to pretend to know how other people's faith is like this or that. Just speaking from experience, seeing from experience. What I can say about my own life is that God, for me, Heavenly Parent, Spirit World, does not exist in a church. Just exist in a church. in a specific place or area. It's everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. It's in every nook and cranny where I live at. And it is all over everything out there in the principles of creation. That's where our Heavenly Parent is with us. There's a unity that goes on there when one is willing to just say, okay, that's what it is. It's unbelievably beautiful. And that's one thing that Vincent van Gogh was looking for as well. Trying to capture the beauty of the principles of creation. Yes. Oh, if I remember, there's one more thing I wanted to share about that. I bet you people either don't know or never really looked, or it's kind of been chucked off because we don't want that in that painting, right? Yes, if I remember it. Oh, let's see. I got a little more to go here. Exhortation. And now bless the God of all things, the doer of great deeds everywhere, who has exalted our days from the womb and has acted mercifully towards us. Then why not just keep all the 10 Commandments? If you know that, if they knew that, they seem to have known all that, according to Ecclesiasticus, why not just keep all the 10 Commandments at all times? Why need a king? Why do you need high priests? Huh? Well, the Levites were assigned as a tribe to guide the people. Yes? Yeah. People get busy, right? Yes? Yeah. I feel like sometimes here as the grandma, I have to remind the parents of some things, right? Yes? But that's because I have time to be here and watch and see, right? Yes? Parents get too busy and are missing some things, right? So I'm here for a reminder to say, hey, by the way, you guys, right? And they're always, oh, thank you for letting us know. Yep. Yeah. For better harmony, unity among the family, this, that. Yes? Okay. That's what the Levites were supposed to do among all the other tribes in Israel. Did they do that? What actually happened with the Levites? Huh? What suddenly happened? Instead of humbly wandering among the people, right, receiving their share of their food, this and that, and a place to sleep at night, and, maybe have a family in their own tent, this and that, but, again, what were they doing? Well, most likely what Simon did, the high priest. Yes? Suddenly, they became what? Just saying. Do I have to go further into that? You fly high. One of your wings gets clipped. Fall hard, too. All right. May he grant us cheerful hearts and bring peace in our time, in Israel for ages and ages. May his mercy be faithfully with us. May he redeem us in our own times. Yes, with that comes also responsibility of the people, right? Yes? Yeah. Well, you got to do your own portion in order that then Heavenly Parent can work in your life with his portion, her portion, right? A parent's portion, yes. Numerical proverb. There are 2 nations that my soul detests. The third is not a nation at all. Now, why would you have to stick that in here? The inhabitants of... I'm not wrong about all this. The inhabitants of Mount Seir, the Philistines, and the stupid people living at Shechem. Well, there, he had his say about that. Conclusion. Instruction in wisdom and knowledge is what has been written in this book. Instruction in wisdom and knowledge is what has been written in this book. Really. By Jesus, son of Sarah, Eleazar of Jerusalem, who has poured a rain of wisdom from his heart. Huh? Heck that come from? No idea. Who they talking about? There's another Jesus? That's interesting. I've never heard of that before. Blessed is he who devotes his time to these and grows wise by taking them to heart. When was this written? It's in the Old Testament. If he practices them, he will be strong enough for anything, since the light of the Lord is his path. All right. If he practices them, yes, he will be strong enough for anything, since the light of the Lord is his path. Yes, like sunflowers looking for light. And that's the end of 50. I got one more to go. There is another painting. So it never left my mind. That's interesting. Sometimes I can think of something that I want to share, and I may have get interrupted, yeah, and for just a moment, and it's all gone. I have no idea. I'll continue on with your story now. I forgot what I was going to say. Completely gone. So it means to me, oh, that's not, oh, I'm getting older. Oh, I could be. No, to me, it's just, I guess it wasn't important. And it'll come back to my mind if I need to share it again. There is this scene that never left my mind, because I think it's so great. There is another painting, one nighttime cafe or something in Paris, right, of Van Gogh, and it just shows a bunch of tables. This now you can go and look it up. Kind of illuminated a little bit where the cafe is with a few people, and so there is this amongst these tables now. There is this one figure, kind of in white, yes, and there's, guess what? 12 people, 12 sitting at the tables. That's it. There's a bunch of tables. There's nobody at, and they're all kind of right there around Jesus. Or this figure in white, which this priest says it looks like the Last Supper, right? As if there was the Last Supper was also in Van Gogh's mind when he painted that. While he was painting that, to infuse that in there, with Jesus in white standing, and then there was like the 12 disciples sitting around at different tables. Very interesting. I thought that was, oh, wow. If one would not know Van Gogh's life in a way, and the way he grew up, and his about his faith, which seemed very genuine and sincere, one wouldn't know that about that painting, would one? And I wonder how many people think, oh yeah, he finally got away from all that religious stuff and started painting because he was in Paris, not realizing that what's actually shown in that painting. Yes? Interesting? Yes. Okay. Anywho, I've always been fascinated by Vincent van Gogh. Yes. And I've always thought it to be so sad that in one of his dark moments or enlightened moments, I don't know, he would maim himself and cut off that ear. Right? Yes. I always thought that was very, very sad to know that about him too. And yet, what an open wound. It can't be hidden. Your ear's gone. Oh, what happened? Yeah, well, I don't know. Must have been on another planet when I did that. Can't be hidden either. Wasn't really trying to hide anything, was he? Well, anyway, interesting man that we had here on Earth, Vincent van Gogh, and on what he has left behind with his paintings. Yes. Seems to me then that every painting is almost like a little sermon. Yes. Little sermon that he gave with color, paint on a canvas. Oh, interesting. Anyway, that's all I have to share. We're still praying for our Holy Mother Han, our true mother, yes, to be released. I feel very hopeful, though. I think that it's amazing when you feel really connected to someone on how you can feel in a way, their emotions, their spirit, and feel very. I want to comfort your mother, but I feel like she's comforting me, right, more than I can do for her. She's doing so much for me. Yes? And the rest of us. Hence, I'm not going to believe any baloney out there against her. Not going to happen. Yeah? Gotta stay steadfast. Yes? Yeah, stay united. Pray for the ones that still need to become a true part of the second coming and this time of restoration for mankind. Yes, and that will require change in all kinds of areas. I see it happening little by little, different areas. It is happening. Yes, takes time. All right, well, that is it. May Heavenly Parent bless and protect you, guide you, and embrace you with love. Yes. Eldritch, my dearest brother in faith, let's keep going. Yes. I hope you're doing well in your new place there. Yeah. And have faith in people. That's all I can tell you. Have faith in them. Do trust them. And yeah, it'll be all right. Yes, it'll be all right. And I will talk to you all another time.